Hello.
How are you? You're right.
Good, man.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you
Welcome
again.
back.
Thank
يا
you.
حبيبي. good. أهلا وسهلا. ماشي. ماشي. أبو عثمان. حبيبي. Sorry. How are you, mate?
Good. How are you?
It's nice to meet you again, mate. Lovely morning today, mate.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. How's that? How's everything?
It's good.
Good.
هاخدك ثانية هيمشي منه يقول زحمة قلبي
We used to cross underneath because when they move it, they make it like artificial glass and make a metal cover on the top and make it looks like they are used to be, you know. In the early days, we used to cross to see the metal cover they done. They close it for safety, that's all.
So when did they move it?
They moved it in 1964.
1964.
And it took like 4 years to move.
Wow.
1968. And they have to move it before finish the high dam. The high dam, they start the building 1960s and they finish it in 1970s. So Egypt here asks the UNESCO for help because at that time, you know, Egypt was a very rich country. So they ask the UNESCO to help to move this heritage site. You know, UNESCO call all of the countries, the rich countries like America, Italy, Spain, France, like almost like 50 countries share this project move. At that time, in the 60s, it cost $40 million
Oh wow.
to move it, which is billions of dollars nowadays, you know. This is the Lake Nasser.
But there's still more temples that are
They moved already.
that are actually buried
No. They already moved all of the temples around the area.
around the area.
Yeah, all of them.
All of them.
All of them saved.
So there's none that are under the water.
Nothing, no. So they saved them all. But the biggest one was actually Abu Simbel. The other ones, it's quite small size, so it's easy to move, you know. Not like Abu Simbel. Because Abu Simbel, actually, they are two temples, not one.
2 temples.
Yes. One for Ramses II, and one is for his beloved wife, Nefertari. Yes. This is the second case in the history that the king built a temple for a wife. The first case is Akhenaten, built for Nefertiti, a temple for her. Ramses II ruled the country almost 67 years, and he died when he is 92 years. You know, and he have almost like 30 wives, more than 200 kids, boys and girls. But the beloved wife, Nefertari, have 2 kids and 6 ladies, 6 girls. 2 men, 6 girls. They call it Lake Nasser because the president at that time, his name is Nasser. That's why they call it Lake Nasser.
Oh, that's a big lake.
Almost 10 kilometers in width and 500 kilometers from Aswan all the way to Sudan. 350 kilometers in Egypt, 150 in Sudan. The depth of the lake is almost like 184 meters deep.
Wow.
Very deep.
And are there any? Well, I know they're building that one ship at the dam. Is it gonna come up here to all the way up here on a cruise?
Yes, there is a boat cruise from the high dam all the way to Abu Simbel.
How long is that cruise?
It's almost like they make it 4 nights.
Oh wow.
Yes, and sometimes 7 nights. So you go and back, and sometimes you go and move from Abu Simbel back to Aswan by coach.
Yeah.
This is our lovely temple, left hand side.
Oh wow.
Huge temple of Ramses II. By the way, this is a unique temple because it's cut into the glyphs. They didn't build it; they cut it into the glyphs, carve it. from A to Z, all carved.
So how did they move the whole thing?
This is the original place of the temple, by the way. Here,
The original place where it's underwater.
here, underwater.
So they
65 meters deep.
so they
They
basically
raised up all the way and 200 meters back. What they did actually, they cut it into pieces, piece by piece. The piece between 20 tons and 30 tons.
wow.
And they use a primitive saw, you know, to cut it. And there is a little documentary movie in the way back. I'm gonna show you how they move it and how they cut it. You know, it takes like 4 years to cut. And they, by the way, at night here they make sound and light show. At night, you can see lights. And after like 2 days, 22 of February, there is a very an interesting thing happen, you know, in the sunrise. The sun gonna face Ramses II all the way to inside the temple, 36 meters deep, facing Ramses II and Amun-Ra and Horus.
Oh,
This
wow.
will be in the 22 of February, which is that's why they have this all, you know, this lights and stuff ready for this occasion, you know, special occasion. Like I told you, I built the temple. It took like 20 years from Ramses II. It's built in 13th century BC by Ramses. And why he built it in here, away from Egypt, to tell the border, to tell the Nubian people, which is very close to this area, this is our border. Nobody comes in here. So this is the purpose. At the same time, this area is famous of gold mines. So he wanted to secure the gold mines around the area, you know. So Ramses II here in the facade of the temple, 4 statues of Ramses sitting in his throne of Egypt, looking at the border. Makes him afraid, you know. Don't come here, it's my border, you know. And there's a second temple which is here to his wife Nefertari, special for Nefertari. And he said, the sun rise for my lovely Nefertari. Her name is means the beauty of the beautiful. Her name, Nefertari, or the beautiful is coming. So the entrance, the first thing we talk about is they move it. They make a very hard job to move it. You know, take four years to move. In 1816, an excavator came here, and it used to be covered by sand. His name is Giovanni Belzoni. He's Italian. He came and discovered the place, you know. And why they call it Abu Simbel? Because there is a little boy called Simble. He leads the excavator to this place because it used to be just in the front of the river, and nobody knows there's a temple here.
So they uncovered it before. So he uncovered it before they filled the.
Yeah, 1860s, 1816, sorry. 1816, Giovanni Belzoni. The entrance of the temple here, it shows you the first roll. I'm gonna give you a picture in the front.
Yes.
You know, the picture. Okay. But here, come in the front, in the middle. Take it home.
Gee.
I took more than once so you can choose how to take.
Sweet.
So the first role journey is the baboons. Baboons are not Egyptian animals, they are African animals, but they brought it from Africa. Why? Because they discover when they wake up in the morning, see the sun, they start like dancing into the sun and welcoming the sun. That's why they are raising their hands, welcoming Amun-Ra. You see, the first role. The second one, it has a cobra, which is the power of the kingdom and the name of the king himself. And the third one, it has the titles of the king, Ramses II, the king of the two lands, the lord of the kingdom all, and the son of God Amun-Ra, and his coronation name it's mean Osar Ma'ad Ra Zid Ra, the most selected one by God Amun-Ra. Right hand side two statues for Ramses, and on the left as well. Earthquake happened in BC 27 BC, destroyed the first left one, and they left it as it is. You know, when they moved it the same in the same position. You know, and the sun faces Ramses 2 times a year, 22 of February and the 21 of October. One for his birthday and the second for his coronation time. All the way 36 meters deep, the sun will raise on the front of Ramses II. And this is what it looked like. Let me show you.
23rd of October and 23rd.
You see the sun rays
Oh wow.
rise on the front of Ramses. Ramses is sitting in the between Amun-Ra, the chief of all of the gods, with the 2 feathers of justice, and the Ra Hor Akhti, which is the one in the middle here, which is a falcon god, and the left hand side, which is the god of the afterlife and the god of the darkness, Bitah. The sun never facing him, so the sun's facing only the 3 gods. In the front, in the middle, Horus Hor Akhti, the one on the horizon, and the falcon god. And underneath the statues of Ramses, his family actually, his mother, his wife, and the 2 girls and 6 boys, all the way to the other side.
Oh.
Down below, 64 meters down.
So Ramses II built it for purpose to tell the border, it is my land, never came here, to secure the place. 20 years to build it in 1264 BC. He started the building and finished it in 1242 BC, which is almost 20 years. The miracle happened, he carved it all into the mountains. It is not building, it's carving all. As a statue of the king is almost like 20 meters high, and the entrance and the facade is like 36 meters high, all the to the top, 35 in width as well. But the deep of the until the Holy of Holies is almost like 36 meters in deep. Inside the temple, we're gonna see something. We're gonna register everything here because the guides are not allowed to come inside. This is the entrance for sure. This is the way they cut it. You can see the faces of the king. They cut the face and make like metal, you know, support to make it easy to smooth them. And this is the faces which appears in this picture.
Oh wow.
This is the 4 faces, you know. The 3 actually, because the third one, the fourth one is already destroyed, you know. So there are only 3.
Oh wow.
Inside you're gonna see this huge columns inside, you know, carved into the mountain, which is show you Ramses II as a complete god. In that temple, Ramses II appears he is a complete god. He is not king anymore. He is a god. So why he is sitting with the gods in between, you know, represent himself as Osiris, god of paradise, you know, holding the scepter of the kingdom and wearing the upper Egypt crown. But to the other side, he's gonna wear lower Egypt crown to the other side. So right, upper and lower to the other side. It show you in the left hand side the big fight, the Kaddish fight, which is he fighting against Haitis, you know, and that was in his 5th year. He fights them and he kicks them away from Egypt, you know, and he's now in his carriage, and behind him the rest of his army have the crossbow and fighting with the enemies. And here is he smiting the enemies, catch them on one side and smiting them with the other side. And now he dropped down from his carriage, fighting with his hand down to the ground, fighting the enemy, killing the underneath, even crossed over the enemies. You know, it show you how strong he is, you know. Always Ramses II show himself as ideal. Even he's like 67 years old, 92 years old, he always ideal shape. He never change, you know. Always, yes, strong man. Now to show you after he has the victory, he's very relaxed in his carriage, you know, and he can see the lions fighting with him and his security on the front of him, and he's very relaxed. I have the victory now. I am a strong man. So he registered all of the fight in here. This is a fight all. You can see he's sitting in the throne, and the enemies begging him for mercy. You can see him and the enemies. I'll show you the big, army of Egypt, very proud and have the victory. This is all in your left hand side. You're gonna see it in left hand side. Right hand side is something like I told you. Ramses appears here as to be a god, not a king. So even he's sitting in the throne, and his name here, where having the key of life, which means he's a complete god. And in the other side, he is offering for himself as the same cartouche. You can see the cartouche is the same. So the king gives the god, which is the same person, offering. You know what I mean? So his cartouche is here exactly the same as he's a king. God and the king at the same time. Inside, you're gonna see him, holding hands with Amun-Ra, which is the ship of the god, and Horus Hor-Akhti, which is the one in here, And behind those, in the right-hand side, you're gonna see the sacred boat of the god Amun-Ra, and Ramses burning incense in the front of the god, to the right-hand side. Here, Ramses again gives the offering for Amun men with his fertile, position, the fertile person. Behind him, goddess Hathor, and the front, the offering table in the front of him. Give him all of the kind of food, taxes, chicken. Chicken. Sorry, we don't have chicken in the early days. Meat, vegetables, And you can see the god and the priest are carrying the sacred oath of God Amun-Ra, represented by a ram-headed god. And in the front of the god is Ramses burning incense in the front of the god, And here's the last scene, which is you're gonna see it all
the way in the back.
And exactly to the middle, the holy of holies of the temple inside. The sun, like I told you, plays himself and with Amun and Horus 2 times a year. But after they move it, actually, they delay it for just 1 day, because they raise it for like 65 meters high. So the day delay for 1 day. So it's 22 instead of 21. So, but they do the same, exactly the right angle, but only 1 day delay.
Because of the height.
The height, 65 meters high. Yeah. This is the other one. After we finish this, get closer and I show you something also interesting inside They're preparing for this occasion, 22 of February, the light system.
The 22nd of February was?
Yeah.
I missed it by that many days.
They come here, they have spent the night and wait for the sunrise to rise in the front.
So I could have waited a few more days and actually came to see the.
To be honest with you, it's very, very, very busy.
Oh, but we'd have to get up. You'd have to get up like 2 in the morning.
11 o'clock. No, 11 o'clock.
11 in the night.
Yeah.
To drive here.
Exactly. To reserve your ticket as well. Ticket double. The ticket double at that time.
Oh wow.
But to be honest with you, very busy. You have to stay in the line to watch, and you will not,
You may not be the ones to see the.
Yeah. But nice to see it, relaxing and go and back. Have picture here and there. So this is a much more relaxing. Here you can see now. If you look at here, you can see the name of Ramses II, Osir Ma'at Ra sitting in Ra in the middle, and God Habi, God of the Nile, half lady, half man, on each side, representing upper and lower. He holding the lotus flower on one side and the papyrus flower to the other side, tightening them in the middle underneath Ramses. Why is this happening?
So he can the upper and lower Egypt.
Exactly. This is the unification between upper and lower Egypt. So he tightening them together, as we call it semi-tau, the unification between upper and lower Egypt. And you can see the marks of the moving. You see when they stick it, the
yes.
base, the way of the cut.
Yes.
Even in the top, you can see the marks. They cut it into pieces, like I told you, between 20 tons and 30 tons. But underneath the base, you can see the enemies of the kingdom of Egypt. One side, they tied it by the lotus flower from the neck and from behind. They are the Syrian, which is people from the north, the Haitis. But if you look at the back here, you're gonna see the Nubians, which is the African faces, big lips, big nose, and they're having an earring, so as look African, tied also, but instead of tied with the lotus flower, they tied it by the papyrus flower. So they are in the upper Egypt. So because of the papyrus flower is symbol of upper Egypt, but lotus flower is symbol of lower Egypt. That's why they tied it by the lotus here, the papyrus here, and the lotus to the other side. The entrance, it used to be a big, huge door, but they didn't find it. But they make a proper door to close it at night, to secure the place. Like I told you, the whole thing carved into the mountain, to the cliffs. Right hand side and left, you're gonna see King Ramses represent himself as a complete god to the right, and there is other statue here to the left, right and left. So inside you're gonna see the last thing you can see there is the Holy of Holies, which is have the king with the gods. Enjoy it, and I'm gonna meet you in the corner here.
I'll see you outside.
يا انتم دخلتوا هنا؟ شنو؟
Photo with the key.
Okay.
Oh, it's okay. It's on record. The key of life. Pretty cool. Hold this. That's a big key. Oh, it's the actual key. It actually fits in the door. There. Mesh. Yeah. Have a good. Shukran.
When you go inside and there's the shade.
Oh wow.
Everything inside, huh?
There was a lot more inside than I expected. I thought it was just you walk in and you
No,
go to the back.
Another,
There's
Einstein
more
inside,
rooms.
More rooms. Side rooms for put this. So the side rooms for the storage of the precious stuff to the inside the temple, which is the tools they use for the daily prayers. The only people allowed to go inside the last piece is the king himself or the high priest. Every day in the morning, early in the morning, they have to be shaved hair and they all clean up, have linen clothes, and go for praying to God Ra and Ra or Akhti inside. It's a combination. Ra or Akhti is a combination between Ra and Horus. So his name is claimed to be Ra or Akhti. The second temple for the beloved wife, Nefertari. Also, they moved both of them on one side, at the same time. It used to be here, the one, this one, and the other one.
And they're both about 65 meters underwater,
Exactly.
or
The
65
same level.
meters, the same level.
The same level, and they raised it up 65 meters to the top, This is what it looks like.
Oh wow.
Ramses, and Ramses. But he put his wife here and there. This is dedicated to a goddess. Her name is Hathor. Hathor is the goddess of motherhood in the ancient time. Represented sometimes by a cow, a proper cow. You're gonna see it inside. Or a lady with an ears of the cow and the eyes of the cow. And she is the goddess of motherhood in the ancient time. And the second scene we're gonna see inside, which is the pillars, which is I told you about. Lady with an ears of the cow and big eyes of the cow inside. To the column, to the right and left, by the way. Here, how it used to be, it looks like the column inside. After that, you're gonna see Nefertari, which is a beautiful queen wearing his beautiful dress, a very fancy dress, and with the music of Hathor. She like making a music in the front of the god, like praying for her, and her cartouche here to the top, and wearing the double crown of wisdom and justice, which belongs to God Amun Ra with the sun disk. So she is the daughter of God Amun Ra, and she represented as a complete god in that time. And here is Ramses between God Thoth, God of wisdom and writing, and Horus, the universal. And they put him the crown of upper and lower crown, the coronation of the king inside the temple. And you can see he's at ground level, but they are gods, they are higher, so they are higher than the king himself, Again, there's another one here. Here is the Kabul, which is Ramses II and Nefertari giving the offering for Hathor as a proper lady. You can see a lady with the crown of the Ra on the top, and she holding the key of life, which is means she's controlling her life by her hand. She is a goddess, and she given her the flower of the lotus flowers, symbol of love to the goddess. And inside here you're gonna see Hathor and Isis crown the lady Nefertari with the crown of Amun-Ra, as she is the son of the god, and even she holding a key of life as a complete goddess in that scene, you know. So she is a queen, but represented as a complete goddess inside, you know, as the king Ramses in his temple. Now you can see the proper cow, which is goddess Hathor as a proper cow. You know, she is traveled by the sacred boats to the afterlife, and she crowned by Amun-Ra crown with a lotus flower around her, symbol of love, and even Nefertari give her the lotus flower and essential oils in the front of her for more love for her. I love you, my darling, you know, goddess Hathor, goddess of motherhood in the ancient time, and represented as a cow, like I told you. The temple is even smaller than the other one for Ramses. If you like this album, by the way, they sell it for like a couple of hundreds, Egyptian pounds. So the entrance represented by the king and the queen, and he write all of the hieroglyphics, show you into the front the sunrise for my lovely darling wife Nefertari, which is mean Nefertari, the beautiful coming. All carved the same thing, carved into the mountain, the glyphs inside, and they moved it all the way from there 200 meters to the back to save it and to put it away from the Lake Nasser after they created the Lake Nasser. 4 years to move the both of them. Enjoy it inside, and I'm gonna wait to No worries.
Yeah, that's a good step.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
It is the deep stuff. See the bird flying around.
عيب عليك يا خالو، اوعى بس تقعد تقلدني.
You know, you wanna go in?
That's pretty cool.
Smaller than the other one, but really small.
It is. It's really smaller than the other one.
Nice angle to take this picture from here to the tree.
Yeah,
Also, I can give it to you.
that is a good picture.
Yeah. Okay, man.
Sweet. Oh, that's a very good picture.
Where do we go?
Actually, that sounds pretty cool.
There is a toilet here, but the other one.
Look, it's a moving pic. So you can take a cruise
All the way from high dam to here.
across the lake. So you could take a cruise from Aswan across the lake to Abu Simbel.
Abu Simbel.
Oh wow!
Enjoy Abu Simbel and enjoy the sightseeing here and back again.
Oh, I like how they have
It
this.
used to be with a steam engine.
Oh wow!
Steam engine, but now it's run by
The
diesel engines.
I like how they have their doors facing outboard,
Yeah.
and I like the
Old style is one, you know.
the old style. But like the now cruise we went on, they were in. Yeah, it was the way. It was inside.
inside and the wind outside.
I like that. Though. That's pretty nice.
Different. It used to be the old way. This is one of the oldest boats, by the way.
Oh, so they just
But
refurbished it.
Exactly.
Oh. So they refurbished it, took it from a steamship to.
And you can see that as a place of steam. And the top here, the steam comes from the top.
Oh wow!
See? But we just renovated it and make it with diesel top and the back.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. We still have one that's run by steam engine. We call it Sudan. It belongs to King Farouk.
Oh wow!
You know, it's run by steam engine until now, but it's owned by a French company called Voyageur. No, very expensive and luxury one.
So it's and it steams from Aswan to.
It's Aswan to Luxor to Aswan, Aswan to Luxor.
Oh, so it's on the Nile. It's not on the
Right,
lake.
yeah, exactly. Maybe when we go to the car, I can show you one of its pictures. Sudan Sudan boat. Called Sudan. To climb up, by the way. But for safety, they stop us. Climb up
And go inside.
all the way. That's up like on the side. You see the metal cover. Huge metal cover. I'm gonna show you the visitor center there to imagine how it looks like.
Assalamu alaikum.
It's worth 300 kilometers to come here.
No, it is. It's very worth the
Yeah, very unique temperature.
3-hour drive.
Yes. Imagine you came here with the camels.
Yeah, that would be an even longer ride. What is that? That would be
1
like,
week drive.
come visit Abu Simbel by camel.
Big excursion.
Big excursion. And that was before the lake, so
Sure.
you have to travel up the Nile River.
Yes.
They have smoking rooms. Show you my hotel room. Checked in, walked in. Here's the bathroom. Very nice. Nice big closet. Here's the bedroom. Very nice room. And here is my view. Very nice view. And that's the Nile River. And those are more cruise ships over there. They have sailboats out today. Very nice. See what it looks like at nighttime tonight.
One, send this.
Which one?
Makkah.
Is it next to it?
No,
Makkah?
this Makkah right here, in the station. It was just closed. And then
Durga's closed.
yeah, closed, sure. And then leave them around and then go Makkah. Send this. Good history.
Where's
Don't worry.
Makkah? Where's Makkah?
Makkah, let's go. Don't worry.
It's closed.
I want to see you finish happy.
El Durga.
تعال هنا. ها هتعجل هتروح. ها لا يبتعد. If you want to go Makkah and then go Masri, we have a restaurant. Name is Cairo. All people, best one for food. This one, Makkah, food, Makkah.
What about 1920?
Huh?
1920?
What's the name?
Never mind.
Makkah.
Is it Makkah?
Makkah, best one. If you want tomorrow, go to Fluka Challenge.
The who?
Nubian village.
The Nubian village.
Abu Simbel.
Abu Simbel? No, I have already gone to Abu
The
Simbel.
guy.
Very beautiful place.
Much money, Abu Simbel. Huh? Too much money. Abu Simbel, too much money.
No. How about just back to Tuna? Yeah, back to Tuna. How do people get to the moving pig? How do you get to the moving pig? By boat? Yeah, how do you get to the moving pig? By boat? Small boat? That's okay, back to the Tuna.
See, Makkah and then they go. If you want Makkah home, okay, no good, you go to come back home. No problem. First one you're happy, you know? So the life of tourist coming.